That's usually, depending on what you do, Phase Boots Midas is usually like 11 minutes. Midas Rush is like 6 to 7 minutes. And then the Radiance usually comes, 16 to 19 minutes, depending on how the game's going, right? Whereas Chaos Knight, depending on Illidan's build, we do often see the Midas come out, but then it's like Midas S&Y or Midas Drums or, Midas Treads into stat item, into BKB, and you're much faster off the mark because you're not waiting and delaying for that relic, that money that you need to, save up, scrimp, gold by gold, wait for the 3,800 gold. Chaos Knight is just incremental items, buy what you can, when you can, run at people, and Wraith King doesn't deal with illusions that well. Even with Radiance, he doesn't have a great way to handle the Reality Rift and the crits from CK.
It's also, when you look at these two heroes compared, right? Like, Wraith King gets a big... We talk about a big power spike out of just getting your Sacred Relic for the big crits. Great. But that's a really expensive item. Chaos Knight is this type of hero that takes any gold, gold investment, words, and
gold infested. I'd love to be infested.
Infestation, right? It's like an
I'd love to be infested. Oh, my apartment's infested with gold. Oh no!
I don't think you like it when you realize people are injecting liquid gold into your veins. It gets a little bit gold finger and a little bit less impressive then. But my point was that you compare this to most carries. It's a carry that is amplified so much more by even like mid-game items, right? You pick up drums on this hero because of your ultimate. It's double the value on any other core you can think of, really, right? Like, if you imagine this guy, because of his slower farm rate, if he gets his hands on a heart quickly, what happened to the game? What happened to your team? They just all died and they can't kill even the illusions. That might help, though. Okay.
That's a way. So now they've got some big wombo combo. With Lone Druid picked up, I'm starting to wonder now about the Radiance on Wraith King. Maybe Wraith King goes for the tempo play and does go for that Armlet Blink build just to try and match the speed at which Chaos Knight plays, and then Lone Druid is more the safety net with the Radiance and the split push going on.
Yeah.
While Wraith King fights with the rest of the squad feels a little more natural than the Relic into Radiance for Wraith King.
I think the combination of like an early Blink or Armlet, Wraith King with Darkseer, like you can run people down pretty easily. I think it makes sense, yeah.
Final pick for Spirit. I mean, is this not just a Storm game?
It does look fairly good, but remember what happens if Nixes get a good start against Storms. The game is done.
Yeah.
It's risky.
You're not wrong.
Which means you can't, Ember was already banned out by Team Spirit, so it could be that they're sent. That definitely suggests the direction they're going in. I'm just not really feeling many other mids right now that fill a role. You could look towards maybe someone like a Morphling per se.
I want someone who can catch up to the Spirit Breaker and Doom when they're going in. I mean, even the Chaos Knight to a large extent with Reality Rift, and we see Chaos Knights buy Blink Dagger from time to time to give them extra reach. So I kind of want someone that can either frontline properly and allow the CK to be the second wave of initiation with Spirit Breaker Doom, such as a Death Prophet, for example. Oh, no, DP's banned. I'm a moron.
Oops.
Pugna honestly isn't bad in this kind of situation. Gives you tower push. But again, it's you mentioned the Nyx, and yes, we're picking into a Nyx here, but sometimes you have to pick an int core into a Nyx assassin, and this might be one of those situations where you kind of need an int core that can move towards towers and objectives, gives you nuke damage and the ability to extend team fights through some kind of sustain while taking down objectives.
I want someone that can bulk up a little bit there.
Oh, baby, okay. Well, he's a tanky frontliner who extends team fights. He's not an int hero, though, so I stand corrected.
Like, I literally just, like, when you were having your mode, I was thinking Timbersaw, maybe? And I was like, no, this seems... No, there's no way anyone picks Timbersaw. That seems silly here, right? Because, like, you're putting everything on the Chaos Knight, more or less, and quite frankly, I don't know how well you're going to deal with the Lone Druid. Like, there's also the concern that, remember, Nyx now has a break on his Vendetta. So if Timber fancies himself a little bit too tanky and goes, there's a bridge too far, it's going to be the typical pub Timbersaw, right? Where it's like, I thought I was tanky, I overestimated.
But it also gives you the gap close that I wanted as well, right? With Timber Chain, being able to catch up to the Spirit Breaker, the CK, the Doom. It ticks all the boxes that I wanted. It just wasn't a hero that I considered at all. But it's good damage. It's good gap close onto the Lone Druid. You can hunt down the primary hero instead of the bear. I mean, you can kill the bear as well if you want with Chakram and Whirling Death. You've got a massive amount of burst damage, but also very good against Darkseer, Wraith King, strength heroes that get annihilated by Timber. Can get into a few worries against, Fatal Bonds, Chaotic Offering, and Nyx's abilities, especially if he's bonded to his teammates. Because you think about Timbersaw healing and tanking through everything, that amplifies Fatal Bond's damage. You always have to have that consideration. So Lotus Orb or Eul's definitely on the cards here for G's Timber as, you know, second items, most likely.
Yeah, Eul's quite popular, but I feel like Lotus has been clawing ahead of Eul's more recently.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said Lotus first.
I feel like the difference is it allows you to keep going, whereas Eul's, you're saying for 2.5 seconds, I'm stopping.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you can Dispel and Reflect is so much better than just being able to, like, Dispel and Disjoint, right?
Yeah.
Because people are getting so much better now at animation canceling to bait out a Eul's, whereas Lotus, you bait it out and you've got to bait it out and then wait it out. It's not just a quick little move in.
Here we go. Those are your lineups. The teams are ready to get underway. There's definitely going to be a big pressure on Timbersaw to deliver in the early game because, you know, we talked about this Chaos Knight and how well he can perform if he just gets the items, but it's not really a hero renowned for his farm speed. More sustained now. And then Doom, this guy will definitely just want to farm. Like BZZ, he is that type of offlaner, right? He's that kind of more greedy, just leave me alone, let me get my gold. When you think of BZZ, if you're not thinking of Pugna sets, you're thinking of like Doom and Darkseer, right?
Yeah. Nakopo?
Tell me more of this Nakopo.
What does it mean? It means by like the glory of God or something? It means like holy crap,
okay.
or I can't remember. I got told it.
Apparently it wasn't important enough for you to remember, Gareth. Someone took the time out of their day to give you the deets. Just forgot. Person's probably in chat right now with a tear in their eye. Violin playing. They're hiding their lanes well so far.
Yeah, it means oh my lord, oh my lord, oh my god. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
It's like one of those who wore it better moments. Toby? Or this guy? The BCC hiding on the tower. He doesn't want to reveal anything. They'll move top for 2 runes. This will be pretty clear to Na'Vi. They don't know exactly what the lanes are just yet. It's only the support show on the runes. And Illidan's already rotating.
Magical snuck one top with a bear.
Yeah, with the bear. I'm going to always say this. Why is the bear able to pick up...
Because it's a hero unit.
Yeah, I know, that's the argument. But how does he pick it up with his paws, you know?
That's the technical answer.
The reasonable answer is
the logical reasonable answer is, yeah, why? Why is this allowed to happen? So bottom wave gets cleared out by double Iron Shell, Zayats and Blizzy diving onto BZZ.
Yeah, maybe a little bit soon. They'll get the stun out into BZZ. I mean, Blizzy kind of jumped the gun there. He unnecessarily tanked the tower. They're moving in. They want him. They're committed here. Seneko cutting him off. He's got the Shadow Word. Throw it out. They're tanking the tower between them, but Vanscore has now arrived. The cast being thrown out, and with the creep here, Nyx might just be the first blood. There it is. Vanscore gets the kill.
That's a hefty yikes. Zayats, that one creep. One creep. My goodness. Yeah, they clear the wave. They do give away first blood. Forces the rotation of Vanscore down here, which allows the Warlock to go top now to sustain the Wraith King and make sure he's not being tri-laned anymore. I do wonder now if Vanscore sticks around and bullies the Darkseer for the foreseeable future, because they're going to try and stack up waves, but Vanscore's going to be so wary coming around the corner.
Here's a fair point for you, though, Gareth. If it wasn't for Blizzy diving the tower too early, that creep would have died, and Vanscore never would have got that kill.
Yep. Whoopsie.
Things that we hope these players don't notice, or they're already 5 minutes into the game, very frustrated at one of their own. But yeah, Blizzy at least get the double stack. They force Vanscore pretty far back. He'll probably look to rotate. Zayat should just try and mirror most of his movements. I think you just try and leave Darkseer alone here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Maybe try and leech 2. I think Zayat wants to try and leech 2 from this. Yeah, there, nice. Yeah. And no more than 2. That's really nice. So he comes in and cracks 2 and then moves away straight away to allow Blizzy to get as close to 4 as possible for the second point in Surge.
Meanwhile, top, it's looking fairly even so far between the two. Spiritbreaker not really able to have an impact thus far. Mid is looking fairly decent for both here. Magical was getting a little bit of a lead, but can't expect that. Once G has 2 points in the reactive armor, he doesn't really have to be fearful for his life anymore.
Yeah, he should be able to lane and sustain through anything that Magical throws his way. And the fact that Na'Vi can't really put a Nyx mid, can't really send a Warlock mid to help out, means Timbersaw, he's going to get the free lane, and he might even just get this tier 1 tower early on if he starts cutting wave in between towers, sort of 3.5 minutes in once he's cracked level 5. He should be able to do that with ease for the most part. So side lanes are going to be our main concern. Watching BZZ try and farm away and contest stacks and pulls, which Zayat has got off beautifully, allowing Blizzy to continue wave cutting further down south. Top lane seems like Wraith King and CK trading farm pretty evenly. CK getting a slight lead though.
I think they're going to dive BCC here. Zayat's pinged it out. They're going to force the TP down, but it may be too late. The damage already done. Spike Carapace comes out. Impale is available. Charge through. Can't quite get it off in time. BCC. Oh no, he doesn't dodge it. The moon in Zayat. The Iron Shells ran out though. Lizzie moving across right now. BZZ just trying to run away. The surge forward finally decides that... Actually, I probably shouldn't be going that deep as I have no HP. The bash pushes him into BZZ, cancelling out the salve. And now... Oh, Impale Fluff. They can still get him the Iron Shell, though. Can't do anything about it. Slowing him down right now, but Spike Carapace coming out. Charge through, turn in the air. Oh, no, Blizzy, the bash straight away. Felior. But there's going to be a charge forward.
3 stick charges.
Trying to move across. Charge available. BZZ staying in this, and instead, Felior... He's going to give his life. Zayat stands his ground with the Iron Shell still active. BCC may have made a mistake. One hit coming out. He's just cutting him. He's going to get the kill. BZZ with a level 2 Scorched Earth.
Blizzy gets a regen rune and an illusion rune down bottom. My goodness.
Dreams can come true when you play Dark.
What an insane sequence of events. Just chasing people through the trees. Iron Shells ticking over. Stuns missing. People getting their ankles broken. But BZZ survives. They trade 1 for 1. In the end, which is perfectly fine and dandy for this Doom now. With a couple of Devours up his sleeve, he's got 20 HP regen a second. Darkseer sends his illusions to stop the creep wave down bottom from actually moving forward, interestingly enough.
Well, I gotta give credit to BCC, right? He had the ghost, so he had the movement speed and the attack speed slow. He just occasionally kept turning around and tapping them once so he could actually just break distance long enough. Uh-oh. By Carapace into the Impale, charge through, BCC taking a lot of damage. Thinks twice about going in for this. Felior just trying to create that zonal buffer as the illusions have Iron Shells on them as well. Surge forward. Illusions getting involved in the party. BCC will just cancel it out. Runes coming out. Charge through. Connects onto 2. Zayat. Oh, he can't be moved beyond. Nick still gets the rune.
Sometimes you can clip in front of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't. Velior unfortunately gets kind of bogged down, stuck behind. As mid lane, a bit of an entangle and claw situation onto G. I don't think he's really under threat of dying at all, though. He's got a salve and a soul ring up his sleeve. Magical doing very well, though. 25 and 9. Out CSing the Timbersaw, thanks to the double hero situation he's got going on in his lane. And the phase boots on the bear causing a few issues. Maybe if they bring the Nyx in, they can actually look for a kill here. Level 2 Impale, Carapace, and Fatal Bombs.
Oh, they went wait for 6. Maybe they're moving in. And there it is. G moving away. He sidesteps it, but it doesn't matter. They still get the kill. The TP rotation too late. And you could see it. Timber was so close to 6. He just wanted to get that up. Because if you do, you saw Velior's positioning, right? They were getting ready to make a move themselves.
Very close to having a swing moment.
Unfortunately, just a little bit too far away on the XP chart. Top. Wraith King has just been farming to his heart's content. And Illidan doing the same. Both these heroes have potential sustain. You don't see a point from Crystallize into the lifesteal just yet, but Illidan hasn't really seen it worthwhile to try and harass him, per se.
Magical mid.
Going in. Oh, he's gone pretty low. The fear's going to come out. So G can't find the kill. Raw. But it's a preview. We said about level 6 of Timbersaw. He finally reaches it, and straight away, Lone Druid realizes, okay, this lane is untenable.
And this is where G can start, with this Observer, what he has, you know, playing between the towers and forcing Lone Druid to, you know, either hold the ramp or just move back into jungle. And G should be able to sustain it quite nicely. But we can kind of feel the dynamic of this game being very, very heavily pressured the way of Team Spirit feeling very pressured the way things are going.
They throw out the Doom. They catch him. They bash him. Nice stun out from Zayat to the Spike Carapace to stop their pursuit. Darkseer being chased onto BCC getting ever closer. The body blocks from Zayat are on point though. Beautifully done by the Nyx. And a complete waste to do. They're going to go for the dive though. They want to make sure it's not a waste. Zayat has got the stun. Decides against it, throws out the Impale now, and the Iron Shell there. Velior may pay a price. Trying to move away with the Bulldoze. The Iron Shell getting pretty low, and they can't body block him. Zayat gets the kill. The phase boots working against BZZ.
Oh, no. So interesting that BZZ has no points in Infernal Blade. I think a value point in that would have gotten kill on Darkseer. Also has the mana burn creep picked up if he had the ghost, the cold creep, the frost creep, whatever you want to call it, which he did have previously. Maybe the slow would have garnered them a kill on that Darkseer. But either way you look at it, Blizzy there, nice escape thanks to Zayats. They're both bouncing off each other really nicely, giving it the old college try down in bottom lane. And now Darkseer into the mid lane.
Yeah, I like this because, like, if Lone Druid can't stay in the lane, this is a clear choice, right? You don't want to lose this tier 1 too early. How do you stop Blizzy from pushing this lane out? Interesting choice. I think it might pay off here. I mean, you know that you can actually lane. And now that Doom has used his ultimate, Magical's free to just go bot and push his advantage. You can already see him trying for a root.
Yeah, he has lane matchup advantage bottom. Spirit Breaker and Doom, I don't think can kill this Lone Druid with a Nyx Assassin behind him. And like you're saying, Darkseer can put Iron Shell on himself, tank the Radiant creep wave if G wanted to go for the creeps. This stops G from creep cutting, basically. No longer can G play in between the towers because Blizzy can either A, push out the wave like he's doing now, or B, Iron Shell himself and just shove out the wave naturally. As he goes for a quick little surge, backs himself off. But we've spent a lot of time, KP, looking at bottom and middle lane. Top lane, Illidan has a Hand of Midas. He's ready and raring to go onto Seneko.
Yeah, he's going to slap Seneko around the face, but move straight in. They get the fail bonds out, but it's actually a fatality for Seneko. He's trying to heal up. Wraithfire blast out. Seneko staying alive. Diving on the tower. Illidan getting pretty low here. They can't quite finish him off. Shadow Word is available in 1 second. He can throw out on himself. There it is. He's got the stick as well. He can tank one hit, but not more. They turn around looking at Vanscore with the Wraithfire blast out. Nice stun for 2 seconds on the Wraith King. Means he can't get the kill. Vanscore, though, he might die to Skelly Bros. They're doing a lot of work. Hit anything, he says, but it's too late. The Fatal Bonds runs out, and they can't find the kill in return. A little bit close for comfort, but they escape alive. They'll use the Shrine. Perfect value gained.
Illidan showing his strength there. 4,000 net worth for him on the CK against the 3,500 of Crystallize, who is still heading towards that Hand of Midas. And as we were saying, the timings, right? The phase boots Midas on the Wraith King, it's, it comes out kind of 11 minutes in. We know that timing. Everyone knows that timing. Hand of Midas on the CK gets it, reasonably early on. I think it was sort of 7, maybe 7.5 minutes because he rushed it. Now back into the brown boots. So his farm acceleration is going to be even faster than the Wraith King's. And that was the problem, which we saw in this draft. Or definitely one of the challenges which Na'Vi has to overcome is the CK Wraith King matchup. And the CK playing much faster than the Wraith King in terms of item progression.
Definitely something to be concerned because when you look at the lineup of Na'Vi, who really does deal with that Chaos Knight, they don't have something like a Timbersaw or a Lion that can try and burn through these illusions. It's Troublesome in the bot lane. Lone Druid gets found here, but the root comes out. The Doom being thrown onto him right now, and Timbersaw's arrived. With the cast bouncing back, double stun with the Impale. Shadowwood to try and keep him alive, but Magical is still just trapped inside the Timbersaw spells. Can't move away quick enough. The Doom, is he going to get him the final hit through? There it is. He gets him with the Chakram. 1-for-1 trade so far. Let's see if we can turn into more. G chasing on the Zayats, decides against it, but he's going to begin to dive. So once for the wild death. It's just taking his time. Impale comes out, Zayats will walk away.
They're not even bothering to chase Seneko.
No, they've just ignored him. Well, he has got the rock. They don't want to stack 2 up. But then again, the argument is, can he actually kill you if he rocks, right? If he actually has to use his Celtic Offering, that's just a win for you. Very weird choice of target there. I mean, you know that Zayats can defend himself, right? Like, I guess they just felt like he got a quick TP off. That would make sense. Yeah.
Well, they got the Lone Druid, and that's the primary thing, right?
Yes.
Lone Druid going into the Mask of Madness build on the bear, heading into Radiance. This is the old chestnut we've seen. Accelerate with a bear, try and get that Raddy as quickly as possible.
Zayats.
Oh, G.
Coming
nice
in.
Chase.
Vendetta it up. G needs to get out. Fans. Zayats.
All right. I'm counting now.
You right there, buddy?
That's
You're looking
that's
a bit concerning. He didn't even spike Carapace either. Oh dear.
He's missed 3 of them.
Sometimes it's difficult, all right? You're in these TI qualifiers. There's a lot of pressure. But you really need to be
Illidan just get a top tier 1 for free?
I think he did.
Yeah, he just popped Phantasm with a catapult wave.
Blizzy's TP'd up now, but I'd be very careful. Even with a Vanguard, Illidan does hurt. That level 4 Chaos Strike, you do begin to feel it. I feel like the story of the game for Na'Vi is Blizzy's having to do too much right now. Like, every single lane that becomes a problem, he's the one who has to deal with it.
Yeah. You need to, right? You need magical farming, you need Wraith King farming. I'm looking at Crystallize, and with Hand of Midas now completed, Is it going to be that armlet blink? Oh,
Top.
Blizzy top.
Yeah, they decide against it. They need to back away. They say Zayas might finally hit this Impale. They line up a 2-man. He can't find it, though. Jason Ford, he's thinking about this. But Carapace goes down. There's a Ray Fire Blast. Almost.
He tried.
Gave me his best shot. Luckily, it was on the mark this time.
G's itemization, Arcane Soul Ring, Hood. And then likely into that Lotus Orb. I don't know if he needs to finish Pipe straight off the bat. It might be a decent idea here against the Darkseer Nyx Warlock with the Fatal Bonds. And those Iron Shells burning through you.
Quite possibly. Velior, I wonder if he's actually going to go for the urn. I mean, it feels like it'll be late, but Spirit Vessel against this team isn't terrible. It's not the biggest value. It's not like you've got something clear like a Timbersaw you're up against, which I guess that brings us back to look at Na'Vi's lineup, how badly they need this man here who's about to die to get his hands on a Spirit Vessel. Instead, Zats has queued up a Meteor Hammer.
Okay.
Does that feel right? I just feel like he needs a Spirit Vessel this game, and it needs to be a rush, right? Because I'm just looking at on the Nyx, because I'm looking at Spirit's lineup, right? You got Timbersaw, you got a Doom, Spirit Breaker. They're all prime targets for a Spirit Vessel.
They really are. I mean, even the Witch Doctor, right? I mean, any of them, because Voodoo Restoration's there as well. So reducing any form of healing is going to be of vital importance. So I feel like I agree, but then you've also got the counter argument that they are, you know, they are slipping behind a little bit. At least it feels like momentum is going the way of Team Spirit, and they need to hit that timing, which is going to be 20 minutes in with the Lone Druid Radiance split pushing out the map, while Darkseer, Nyx, Wraith King, Warlock go smoke, look for fights. They need blinks, they need meteor hammers, they need BKBs, they need these active team fight items. And yeah, Urn is in this game looking good for that kind of team fighty kill threat onto those heroes. But the majority of the time, Urn is that high ground pushing item that keeps you sustained and allows you to have a second wave of push going up onto buildings.
I guess the argument is, do you feel you can get kills anytime soon as well?
Nice dodge by Velior.
Beautifully done. Now they drop the rock. Magical trying to move away from this, but the cast pass across. Nyx has arrived as well. Spike Carapace stun him up for a moment. Nice impale through. He finally delivers with a free man into the vacuum as well. The wall down as well. That finds a kill. Witch Doctor dead. Trying to chase forward for more. Velior needs to escape from this. G trying to do whatever he can, but so far this Timbersaw just being ignored. Magical sidestepping will go low. BCC gets him with the Scorched Earth burn. Turns around looking at Sneko. Gonna get him low. Shadow Word to heal him up though. Ray 5 plus through charge on. Looking for more. They'll be able to find the kill on the side. The bash. Sneko still staying alive. The Shadow Word has to turn around the Fatal Bonds, but it's too late. He's dead. Who's really left to fight? Crystallize has to back up. Ray 5 Blast comes out on the side. Velior will fall. Sneko. He strikes from beyond the grave. Behold, worship the Warlock Golem.
This is G killing everyone. Like I was saying earlier on, G's fatally bonded to everybody, so he's just killing all his teammates. He's surviving and sustaining, but his lads aren't. Bloody hell.
I was literally about to say, if they don't build a Spirit Vessel, how do they deal with a Timbersaw? And now I see the answer, Jahara. They don't. They just use him to kill the rest of his team.
Absolutely do. Just keep him alive and do damage to the rest of his squad as he survives. He has Bloodstone queued up. This really surprises me that they're not going for any Yules or Lotus Orbs or anything. Like, they need it. Come on now. Let's be real here.
I just killed half my team. You know what I need to be? I need to be more tanky. Why not just queue up a heart while you're at it?
Still, really good showing of that kind of counter momentum that Na'Vi can bring, right? With the vacuum wall, the stuns, the fatal bonds with the rock dropped. The Team Spirit wanted to dogpile in onto the Lone Druid. And honestly, Magical nearly survived. He was surged and he was sprinting and he very nearly got away from the grasp of danger which was brought to him by Team Spirit's Arm of the Law. But they got him in the end. They got the key target they went for. Now it's the question of whether or not they can push objectives. Tier 1 top will fall. Tier 1 mid is on 150 HP. Should go and get denied by the Lone Druid, honestly, at this point. But Na'Vi, they need more of those team fights and they need them consistently. So it's going to be a waiting game for them now for Chaotic Offering and 50 to come back up. The vacuum wall is ready now if they want to go for a battle with that Nyx Assassin towards the mid lane. But you saw how Illidan died so damn quickly to Fatal Bonds. He's going to be very wary about himself.
It was problematic, especially for the supports as well. Witch Doctor, we expect to be a casualty of war. But you hope maybe you can get half a Death Ward maybe out before you go down. Especially consider, look at his build. He didn't go for a single point in the Maledict. This was something we kind of like glanced over but didn't talk about. This choice to just level Voodoo Restoration twice and not even touch what is arguably your best killing spell.
It's fine. Cask is exceptionally good against the Lone Druid, the Darkseer, the Warlock. Not so good against the Skelly Bros.
I mean, I'm not sure how much the Voodoo Restoration helps when all you're doing is healing your Timbersaw up so you can kill you more, but to each their own.
It mitigates Fatal Bonds to a large extent, right?
Yeah.
I think it's all right.
What's with this lone druid set, by the way? It looks like his mother was an owl and his father was a bear.
Yeah, he's an owl bear. It's a Dungeons and Dragons thing. Come on, get with the times. So, with a serious answer though, Maledict, level 1 Maledict is a dog shit ability. If you go level 1 Maledict, you have to go level 2 Maledict, and when you go level 2 Maledict, you have to go level 3 and level 4. You need you need to pick up points in it for it to feel good and for it to scale and do what you want it to do. Oh. So if you, I like the fact that he's not gone for it at all.
He held the spike carapace. Hold that fort. You heard like they didn't go for it at all. See if it pays off. Jump in. BCC gets the Doom out, but the Kennel frees to drop. They're ready to fight right now. The Death Ward on the side, poking and prodding. Crystallized force back. The cast bounce around still. Charge through in a Warlock. He's the first one looking to fell. Doom's going to go down before that though. BCC just gets melted because of these Fatal Bonds again. Lone Druid on the side being found by Illidan. Going to be chased down in the meantime. Science will fall. 2 apiece on either side. And now the Lone Druid going down. It might be 4 because Crystallized barely staying alive. Will be searched away. So that's Reincarnate to work with. They are hunting. They are scouting. G still have those Fatal Bonds on him. At least now it's not linked to anyone else.
See, this is the thing, right? They move in as a unit of 3 this time. Team Spirit realized their mistake from the last fight was going as 5 heroes and dogpiling. This time, they had much more of a staggered approach. They moved G forward, trying to kind of bait out the next Assassin and Lone Druid to use their abilities early, the Carapace, the Savage Roar, the Impale. Illidan came in very late to that fight, and he came in from the western side, so he was able to hunt targets, not get bound up with the Fatal Bonds from the Warlock. The Doom charged straight in with the Timbersaw early on in the fight as that first wave of initiation, finding very early kills, forcing Crystallized down to incredibly low HP. Some sick armlet toggles in that fight by Crystallized, I've got to say. The fact he has Reincarnation still up is a massive testament to his ability at this game, but a great setup there by Team Spirit and by the lads to actually stagger their team fight in such a way that Fatal Bonds didn't ruin them, but Crystallized in the mid lane is fine on his own.
Can he do it? No, he can't. There's the Reincarnate. Reinforcements on the way, and Team Spirit won out of this. He'll blink away, though. He doesn't want to get too aggressive. So they get the Reincarnate. It was level 2, though, by the time they'd done that. So it won't be an absurdly long cooldown. Just 120 seconds. And what can you really do with that in this time as Team Spirit's the real question, right? Like, the tier 1's already gone everywhere. Your lineup, I wouldn't say is ready to take Roche just yet. So maybe this tier 2 top. I feel like that's the only thing available to them. And this should be obvious to Na'Vi. They can choose to defend it, or they can just choose to play around the bot and go for the trade. And there's the Meteor Hammer for Zaya. It's finally ready.
You don't have the Relic or the Radiance on the Lone Druid, though, and that's a big problem. It's 20 minutes in now, and that is kind of the time at which you want to have the Radiance kind of at the latest. You know, you're very often looking 16 to 20 minutes as that timing hit for the LD. So theoretically, you know, he's 2, 3, maybe extending that to 4 minutes behind his timing right now. Ideal timing, anyway. And you look at his counterparts. Timbersaw has a Bloodstone, a Hood. You're going to charge in onto Zayats, that'll come to nothing. But I also want you just to click on the CK and see the big juicy item he's grabbed up for himself, because you mentioned a heart earlier on, KP, and he's the majority of the way through it.
This is usually the decisive factor, especially for a guy like Illidan. He's used to doing this a lot. There's no silencers on the enemy team. This man is kind of infamous for losing games because he refused to reveal BKB. This game's not as important, though. Fail Bonds thrown out pretty early. Jump in, looking on the Warlock. Want to get rid of him quickly. And they'll be able to do that. The Rock comes out just in time. The Vacuum dragging them into the 2-man Impale. And they charge up the Meteor Hammer as well. They might be able to do enough. This stun goes down to BCC. Still hasn't thrown out the Doom just yet. He needs to retreat. Inside, they will lose Nyx as well. Looks like BCC might escape as the Fail Bonds runs out. The charge through, looking on the Darkseer. Gets Blizz down to half HP. Ray Fire Blast thrown out to G. They want to keep him out of the fight. The buyback comes out. Nyx trying to get involved. Going to TP onto the racks. In the meantime, Chaos Knight being scared away. He will die. They'll get them off the high ground. They'll force them away. It costs them a buyback, but they don't get anything in return as Team Spirit have not done enough damage to the buildings. Chase through. That's not how you micro right there, the cast. But don't worry, the Bear's here as well. But with that, fan score is dead.
Team Spirit way over aggressive there. You're going into Darkseer Warlock with a Nyx Assassin having Meteor Hammer. The chain stuns and the combos are sickening from Na'Vi. I was super worried that the game would just end there as Na'Vi were losing out tremendously to the team fight capabilities of Spirit. The fact that Lone Druid hasn't got an item yet, but that fight top gives Magical the majority of the money for his Radiance recipe. They've moved into Roshan now. All of their ultimates are on cooldown outside of Reincarnation though, so this is very dangerous territory to be walking on as Na'Vi. Team Spirit, they want in.
Let's see what they can do. BCC, he didn't use the Doom last time. He's ready. If he gets the Stomp here, Zayats, Mendes up. Scouting out. They saw the Scorched Earth. Spike Carp protect himself. Chasing G. Getting rid of Blizzy. And now they're in trouble. The Stomp connecting on 2. Looking for it right now. The cast can bounce around. G standing on top of them. Going to melt through them pretty quickly. Zayats getting low here. Melt Buzz being thrown out. Upheaval to slow them down. Zayats stands his ground. The Impale through on it 2. Trying to follow up the Meteor Hammer. We're going to hit. Connects on the 3 heroes right here.
No
Ends
way.
up on the high ground. But he's going to die in a Death Ward. Perfectly placed by Vanscore. We'll set up the Roche for the side of Team Spirit. As Na'Vi have to back away. But look at this. Seneko going for the TP out. Will make it. G can't find him. He'll wish he had a Yules now, but they do secure the Roche pit off the back of that, despite the amazing plays by Zayats. He could not do enough.
I can't believe he gets bashed up onto the high ground and clips up the cliff at that point. Silly, silly game. What are you doing? Again, it is drastic by Na'Vi. They felt powerful with the Radiance just being grabbed by Magical. He can start split pushing out now with his bear as best he can. Velior finds Crystal.
Oh boy, there's the Stomp. They don't want to throw out a Doom for it. Maybe we're thinking into the second life. Never strike to bash him back. Let's see how you can arm Toggle Sun. Reinforcements coming in. They're not doing this quick enough. They need to get out. Crystallize going to turn around. Ray Fire Blast there. Surge forward. Looking on a Velior. Should be able to bring him down. But look at this. BCC's not out of the woods. They might chase for him, but he blinks away before the Radiance Burn starts to tick in. Best move for Na'Vi was to grab that while the Aegis was being picked up. G now unkillable. But we said it before. This just works in their favor because they don't want to actually kill G.
Oh, we got it!
Gets the Wraith King. First life gone. Buyback comes out. Spirit Breaker. Brilliant charging. Seneko the target. They throw out the Doom on to crystallize. They drop the rock straight away. Seneko just trying to sidestep and move away. Darkseid going to be slowed down. Cast bounces across him and Silence. Oh, no! It's going to stuck him up for a long time. They're stuck here on the back line.
Where's Timber? Timber in.
Now Timber. Long range from downtown arrival. Vacuum into the Impale. Perfectly timed. Blizzy trying to move away. It's going to be followed by the stun. Chain through. She gets the kill. They'll move forward looking for more. BCC can't quite snipe the Courier. They can't get the tower either. They're missing the creep wave, which is a crucial component at this stage for the tier 2s.
Timber has Lotus now as well. He says, screw you, casters. I needed my Bloodstone for 20 charges. Now I've got Lotus Orb. Now I'm unkillable. G is absolutely destroying people. Really nice Centaur stomps, though, it has to be said, from BZZ's Doombringer right now. Getting the Blink 2-man stomps multiple times in multiple team fights, consistently catching a number of heroes with that initiation. And it's all being set up by these casks from Vanscore. The charges from Velior. It has been crisp.
Oh.
Clean execution.
Mercy.
And
Mercy,
looking
please.
for more.
Ray Fire Blast. Oh, doesn't connect quick enough to drag back. He's gone. They need to abandon him right now, but Magical's deciding to go in. Zayats wants to set someone up here. And just say Centaur for me again.
Centaur?
Nah, that's not what you said.
What did I say?
Centaur.
Centaur?
I see what's happening here. We're impacting each other's
for sure. Oh, I have that all the time. When I cast with Toby, my accent swings Australian. When I cast with Owen, my accent swings like Leicester. When I cast with Cap, my accent swings American. I'm real bad.
I've been there before. I'm pretty sure.
Show them the freaking net worth, by the way. Chat is screaming at you.
I've been showing them the net worth. What about? Been up for a while now, chat. Calm your titties. Get out of control there. No, that reminds me of the times where I've been forced into calling Weaver Viva.
Viva.
Yeah.
And Wiper.
Yeah, thanks Lacoste. Thanks Lizard. Timbersaw just enjoying his time in the Dire base. He looks like a Dire hero. He feels at home. He's like, you know what, guys? I love it in this part. I'm not leaving. I'm never leaving. Get away from me. Crystallize. He's not even putting a dent in him right now. In fact, Crystallize is slowly dying to this. This is kind of sad to watch. Like, Team Spirit, they just got some popcorn out there eating. They're like, just sit back and watch, boys. G's got this. It'll take a while, but he'll eventually get through those buildings. Oh, Crystallize down to half HP again.
It's like in the movies when the bulldozer, you know, loses control of the steering wheel and you can't press the pedal to make it brake or make it accelerate, and it's just slowly moving towards you as you're stuck in some cement. That's G right now. He's just a bulldozer on autopilot, out of control.
Oh, Illidan gets found. That's a hard target, though. They'll try for it. Meteor Hammer stuns him up. Upheaval to slow him down. He's got the Phantasm, but not the mana to use it. And soon he won't have the life either. Vacuum connecting on it too. They trap up a second with the Spike Carapace, stopping G from escaping. I'm not sure if you can deal with him next. They'll fear him away. Vanscore is ready with a cast to throw it out. There's a lot of targets. He's thinking about it. But they're going to chase on him. They say no. Ignore Timbersaw. Go for other targets. Velior charges in. Rock gets dropped. Stuns them together. Timber Chain missing from G. Trying to escape. He needs to get out of here now. He hasn't got the reinforcements to back him up. Buyback comes out. He'll make his escape. And Na'Vi, well, they played him like a fiddle. Once again, just ignoring Timbersaw, and this time it pays off.
That line being drawn right now, Na'Vi, are you sure you want to go for this? They feel emboldened by that team fight. They're saying, let's choke them out. Let's put the net around the little fishies. Try and move forward to the high ground on the western side. Take that northern shrine spot. Get some ward coverage down there. Maybe control the next Roshan, as we have 3 minutes 30 on the clock for the fast spawn, which means 30 seconds remaining on that Aegis on G right now. They get a tier 3, and they do unlock the shrines. Team Spirit are able to take some of the map control if they're able to get out on the map. But we definitely see a problem here now for Illidan. If he gets jumped and he's isolated, even with Heart Armlet, he is incredibly susceptible just to being slowly whittled down little by little and having his mana burnt over and over again by Zayat.
Who's even more concerning, because look at this. The Spirit Vessel is not far from being completed here.
Oh, goody. Is he going to get a courier snipe?
Oh, he might. He's looking the wrong way for it. Oof.
Unlucky.
It's okay. Don't worry. You got your GPM talent. You get gold other ways. Soon he'll have his hands on the Spirit Vessel, and then it's feeling pretty rough for Illidan. It's feeling pretty rough even for G with that Lotus Orb. Doesn't really work if you get chain stunned.
Yeah, there's Zayat with a nice ward up. But he has been spotted.
Meteor Hammer, going to farm up a little bit.
The Tinker Ward has seen him.
Yep, Spike Carapace to try and buy some time, but it doesn't matter. Pros to stun out, but it's too late. They commit a lot of heroes to this skill, though. And he did at least shove in the lane, so he doesn't have to feel terrible about that death.
But that's him dead for a minute, pretty much. He does not have buyback. I'm wondering there if they are feeling that because his buyback was used, you know, prior, quite a while back, and it's coming off cooldown in like 15 seconds. Maybe they're thinking that he won't have buyback at all. If he had a little bit more gold, he would have.
Well, the GPM talent will get there, but he'll be alive by the time he does.
Exactly. Good split push though by Magical down in the bottom lane, all the way onto the tier 3. And this forces the hand of Team Spirit now to either come back and defend or to commit hard.
They've actually forced them into a predictable move here, because Team Spirit have to commit hard on the mid.
G has boots of travel, so he clears out bot lane and he can actually come back into the mid lane. Sorry, he clears out bot and he can come back into mid.
He can clear out top as well if you want to.
He can do whatever the heck he wants.
Zayat's just trying to buy time. He's not even here to defend, and that's troublesome because Crystallize being stunned up. G arriving. This is a surprise to them. They didn't realize this. They're trying to move away. Guardian Grease to heal him up. Turns around with the stun out to Chaos Knight. Protected though. Shadow Word is there. He needs to be a little bit careful. But it's not really linking to anyone else. They got rid of the creeps and that's it. G chasing in, looking on the Crystallize. Pops him once.
The Fatal Balls got reflected, but they didn't bounce to any enemy heroes. The Warlock got bonded to nobody.
All lonesome in the world. Illidan, he says it's time. Phantasm activated. Get for us now. They got the failed bombs again. Oh, stop.
What does Lone Druid do?
Dark's here. Lizzie gets the help of the Doom side. Spike Carapace trying to slow us down. Impale. They're a free man into the Rock Golem as well. And the Meteor Hammer there. BKB comes out in time for BCC. The Death Ward has turned them all away. Zayat down to half HP. Needs to escape from this, but in the midst of the fight, Vanskull being healed into wailed on by Crystallize. He needs to survive for 10 more seconds, but can he? The Reincarnate is almost available, but he's in the middle of a disco, and it's panic in the disco as he goes down for 75 seconds. They're going to chase him out of the base. Magical moving forward. They're going to BCC. Can't move away quick enough. Should be able to get one route, surely. How many hits does a man have to wait? There it is. They'll be able to find the Doom. The rest of them get out, though, because it bought enough time. And when I say the rest of them, I mean the two cores that are most crucial here. Timbersaw and the Chaos Knight.
And they don't lose a barracks. Funnily enough.
Vigorous jazz hands. Ta-da, guys.
They definitely need a BKB on Illidan at this point. He doesn't have a way to dispel Fatal Bonds. He doesn't have a way to fight into the Darkseer Nyx Assassin, who are causing him problems with the chain stuns, the Carapace, and all that nonsense they're bringing to the table.
You remember when I said usually this man loses on Chaos Knight because he doesn't build BKBs? This is actually genuinely true. I've watched him lose many times due to silences because he doesn't have a BKB. In this game, Fatal Bonds.
Very fast Roshan respawn, one of the fastest.
Yeah, this is
up now.
It's decent, but not good enough, right? Because Na'Vi, they still have to wait. Both sides only like 10 seconds by the time they'd arrive in the Roche Pit. And both do have their shrine still. That
mid lane team fight, the first 20-25 seconds of it, Lone Druid was just farming, by the way. He was pushing bot lane. He was farming jungle. And then he went to his southern eastern shrine. And he kind of waited around while his team were fighting on tier 3 on barracks. And then he finally TP'd back in when he realized the fight was being swung. So it was absolutely disgusting timing by Na'Vi just to hold on, grasping at straws almost, to try and desperately keep the fight going to allow that lone druid back in.
And also
finished off that AC.
Like, that was a smart read, because even if he comes back, the issue was that Zayats had gone top, right? So there's always going to be a delay before you could even defend. So, in the end, you know, some people will be like, oh, that was a bit lucky of them. But then again, Team Spirit, they have this habit of overextending their hands a bit. We saw it in the top, and now we've seen it in the mid. Feeling themselves a little bit too much. This is usually the risk, though, when you pick these type of heroes, right? The Doomy wants to blink and initiate hard. You've got this Spirit Breaker that just wants to go balls deep as fast as possible. It's worrisome. Magical. Oh, boy. Oh, G didn't see him. We just TP away. If they actually caught him there with the roar, good lord. Pushing on mid again, though. They want to try and force Na'Vi back to defend their base.
Does Illidan... No, not yet. Okay. I'm not going to click on him until he has it.
If he gets it.
No rock. No, they do have rock. They have everything.
Soft cooldown. And they used the Phantasm too early. Blink away by crystallizing time. They're waiting. Lone Druid's pushing on the bot in the meantime. It's going to be the same as last time where they try and just drag this out. They don't want to hard commit. Rock gets dropped. And there's the use of Chaotic Offering. Thrown onto G. Lotus Orb to try and allow him to move away. Stun him up a little bit. Just like Carapace thrown out to stun him up to make sure he can't escape. And G down to half HP already. Rayfire Blast. There's the Spirit Vessel. They were waiting for the Lotus Orb. They baited it out of him. They'll TP back because look at this. Lone Druid fighting up against Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker saying, I need some reinforcements. Magical gets caught by the stun. BCC moving in beautifully with the Doom being thrown out. It's a tanky target, though. In the meantime, Witch Doctor gets left behind, and Illidan's still here. Crystallized chasing forward. They say, okay, we've probably lost the Lone Druid, but let's make the most of this. Still doomed up. Hit up with the Never Strike. He's so damn tanky, though. Velior can't hard commit. There's the Roar coming out. The roots on the BCC, and now they're going to look to heal up. Magical hiding in the tree line. Reinforcements are coming in the shape of Illidan. But they had to work hard for this kill, and they're still almost losing. BCC getting low. Finally, reinforcements arrive. The 3-second stun will enable them to get the kill on the Illidan. They don't have a Roar to work with, and as a result, oh, he'll get the kill. He brings down the Spirit Breaker, dies for it. The BKB coming out from BCC because reinforcements arrive. Crystallized, chasing forward. Look at this. BKB going to run out right now. Their Rayfire Blast thrown out. Vacuum on a 2. There it is. Get 1, get 2. Chase on through. Illidan can't move away quick enough, and it looks like there's no reinforcement help from G because he gets stunned up instead. They're getting ready to go. They got the Spirit Vessel to work with. They missed the stun. Meteor Hammer gets cancelled. Stun is out to G. Spirit Vessel thrown onto him. He's got the Lotus Orb to cast it off, though. Crystallized chasing even deeper, looking to scare Ray Velior. It looks like they're able to bring down Crystallized once, but can you get him twice? G chasing through. They still have the Spirit Vessel charge to work with. They throw it out. G stunned up by the Rayfire Blast. Feel the pain. Running through him, the attack speed on Crystallized pretty damn high. Bail Bonds just chaining them together right now. Guiding Grease trying to heal him up enough, but they're going to keep on chasing. Rayfire Blast out, return back, keep dragging him back right now. 5 acts committed by both the Doom and now the Chaos Knight as well, looking to turn around. Crystallized, be careful. He needs to buy 20 seconds. BCC trying to backstab here. The Maledict will run out. He needs to keep on running. The TP out will fail. Seneko gives his life on the side, looking on the secondary target. Zayat can't escape quick enough. Crystallized, they're going to get involved here. Seneko will get bashed up and killed off. They're still chasing. They can't find Zayat. No! He's going to get the Vendetta and keep the gem alive. He'll escape into the tree line. They can't find him anymore. They'll throw down 1 sentry, but they can't get close enough. No. They're looking forward, but Spike Carapace coming out to stun him up. G can't get it. Zayat will escape through the north, and in the end, the winners from that fight, most definitely Na'Vi, as they force out 3 buybacks. And it doesn't really cost them that dearly.
God above. Spirit Breaker, Doom, and Chaos Knight all playing back in that. Roshan is alive, and that is an objective right now that Team Spirit desperately need to go and control. But you just see the way that Na'Vi are playing. They are going for these long, extended chases. They have the chain stuns. They have the teamfight capabilities. Not just their big wombo combo ultis, but with a chase from Nyx and Wraith King, they're able to chain stun people into oblivion for the most part. And honestly, what kind of dumbass agi hero has 3,000 HP, by the way? This Lone Druid is unkillable with no... Oh, yeah, he's got a branch. KP, he's got a branch, and he's got 3,000 HP, and I don't know what to do with myself because he's so tanky and no one can kill him.
Statistically, branches are the most valuable stat item in the game. That's all I got for you, Gareth. That's all I've got. Yeah.
Radiant right now, they are really feeling the burn. You look at the Darks here. He's got Crimson, he's got Greaves. Look at the Wraith King. He's got Static Charge from the Mjolnir to amplify the damage output that they are bringing. He deals with the CK illusions now. He has itemized for it. They've got the Radiance Lone Druid with an AC to shove out lanes and bring even more team fight with that minus armor to them. As the Radiant team don't have that kind of sustain. You mentioned it early on, BCC is very much a greedy offlaner. He goes for builds and itemization that really focus on pickoffs or team fight rather than sustain or utility. He doesn't have the Greaves, doesn't have the Pipe or the Crimson or the Lotus. He's going for an Assault Cuirass now, but he's still a good 1,000 gold off it. We've got BKB on the Chaos Knight, at long last, a 10-second duration BKB on Illidan, so maybe with a Roshan take here, they can find an opening.
Like Carapace trying to defend himself, BKB chasing in, looking for a target. Crystallize jumps and finds one first, though. They backstab with the Doom on the Darkseid to make sure he can't get a vacuum out, but Zayat is still alive. He'll finally go down in a moment after Spike Carapace runs out. But Crystallize stunned on his second target. PCZ looking onto him. The BKB comes out from the Wraith King. They drop the rock as well. They'll stun them up. Illidan chasing force still has not committed the Phantasm, though. They'll just try and back away because in the bot lane, they're buying time. Magical's pushing in, and that means that Team Spirit need to go back. And the moment they do, you'll just see a TP to the Shrine and a quick sneak into the Roche pit.
Okay, this game's over, by the way. Navi's won. Warlock is hit level 15. He has Aghanim Scepter. Seneko is the ultimate late game hero in this game. Warlock is, along with Zeus, one of the best late game heroes in Dota 2. Ridiculous talents, ridiculous Ags and Refresher combinations, ridiculous ulti. These golems, how does Team Spirit handle them? If he goes for the magic immunity on golems, who deals with them? Nobody. Timbersaw can't. Chaos Knight can't. Doom can't.
Maybe Chaos Knight if he takes the... No, he didn't take it. He took the gold.
He didn't take it.
The only way he had a chance is if he took the spell immune.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, yeah, it's looking pretty troublesome. And Na'Vi will likely wait for Chaotic Offering before going to the pit, but there's no rush for them anymore. Instead, Team Spirit, they're sitting here right now. Na'Vi going, what are you going to do? Because if this drags out any further, you know, we've got a lone druid that'll eventually get 12 slotted. He's already sitting at 3k HP with barely the Ags complete.
How many more attempts on that mid lane do we need? When does Team Spirit move into Roche Pit? They are scanning now, but they need to be fast. This is a fast-paced lineup. They played quickly for the first 15, 20 minutes. They were running at their opponents, finding openings, and playing the draft like it was meant to be. But Na'Vi have defended. They have shown that with the wombo combos they've got, they know how to stem the flow. They've stopped the bleeding. They've patched themselves up. They've got band-aids all over their bodies. They've not died to the million cuts coming from Team Spirit. They know they're now in a position of power. They're ahead in net worth. They're probably ahead in experience. They're ahead in itemization, and it feels like they're ahead in scaling heroes as well. Roshan's a spooky area to be in right now for Team Spirit, and they are still lurking around in the area because every one of their lanes is being pushed out. Mid lane has Skelly Bros, bot lane has Lone Druid. G is scrambling to push out that top lane.
You're right. You know, while they try to kill him with 1,000 cuts, you look on the other side, Na'Vi, just much like Zayat, just looking to just hammer home. As you said, at this point in the game, with you just throwing out that Fatal Bonds, Chaotic Offering, slamming them down, just stunning them up. This is where... Yes, you are a tanky strength hero, and there's an argument on your scaling in the late game. All you're doing is just mutually killing each other. It's mutually assured destruction, but not for the enemy team. And, I mean, the concern is that Wraith King is close to 25 as well. Once he gets his hands on that Wraithfire Blast AoE, good lord. Like, if you get locked in upheaval for just 2 seconds extra, good luck getting it out. That's just going to set up an easy vacuum. It just feels like Na'Vi, they have so much AoE, and Spirit are always forced to funnel their attention into one location stacked on top of each other.
Dogpile. They have to dogpile, right? Because they charge, they Reality Rift, they Timber Chain, they Doom. 4 of these heroes dogpile onto one hero, kill it off, get numbers advantage. Doom very much is trying to focus the Darks here and force him out of the fights, but Blizzy has done an exceptional job at disengaging and scattering to the wind, forcing the Doom to disengage with him. Dragging out one hero and one hero, so you don't get the numbers advantage. You just get 2 heroes wandering around in this, you know, daisy-covered forest, holding hands together, not actually doing anything.
Oh, gee. Wraithfire Blast coming out, stunned up Spirit Vessel. He actually didn't use the Lotus at all. Now he's in trouble. No way he can escape from this. He's just dead. They drop the rock just to ensure it, and now the reinforcements try to come in. Doom! He jumped too soon. He gets stunned up before he can throw out the Doom, and he won't get a chance to. He goes down. The buyback comes out with Timbersaw, but the vacuum dragging back. Velior, no mana to escape. No life either. He's dead. Mistakes made. BCC. No, he didn't need to jump in like that. The timing worked perfectly for Seneko.
There's no buybacks on Doom or Spirit Breaker.
Illidan, BKB TP away. This will be Roche, and then they can just try and finish the game. I don't even know if they get Roche.
Thank God you can't root anymore, by the way. If he got rooted there, you legit called GG. This is last chance saloon for Team Spirit. 2 heroes, 70 seconds, 50 seconds. You are 3 versus 5, and Na'Vi still have some of their team fight capabilities behind them.
Jumping in, Blizzy, vacuum on a 3, Impale connects on the 2 right there. Witch Doctor in trouble, they throw down the wall, the media hammer as well. Witch Doctor gone. Looking for the next target, gonna go straight on to G. He's not so tanky anymore, he's dead. Illidan, all alone in his base. And the only thing that fits for his name is that he might rage as Na'Vi are looking like they're back. And what a performance, what a turnaround. We said early on, Team Spirit just cleanly executing their draft. There was no solution to Timbersaw. You remember at one point I was talking about they need a Spirit Vessel, they need a solution. Usually there's a fine line that teams draw, right, between ignoring the timber and addressing the problem. And Na'Vi, oh, I've seen teams skirt that line very thinly, but it was like art. It was like watching pure perfection. You just taking a moment, huh? You just breathing it in.
Yeah. I'm looking at the scoreboard, and I wish there was like a stun timer or chain stun timer or something, because Zayat, you're talking about the Spirit Vessel, and yes, I see the line you're coming from, but I love the fact that he went for that Meteor Hammer first. It allowed for so many more combinations with his buddy, with his with his countrymate Blizzy and Zayat together with a vacuum into stuns, 3-man, 4-man vacuum into Impale, into that Chaos, into that Meteor Hammer to connect onto them as well. It meant that we saw it bottom lane, we saw it in the mid lane multiple times. We have heroes that cannot move, and if you can't move, you can't fight. If you can't fight, you can't live, and if you can't live, you've lost the game. Na'Vi did exceptionally well. Their team cohesion looked on point. Absolutely sickening synchronization from Na'Vi.
Yep, it's definitely an issue with Sim from certain other teams in this qualifier so far. Is, that slight mishap, that coordination that's missing that we're used to seeing in Tier 1 teams. But Na'Vi, a team that has just been growing and growing, and they're starting to just look like, I'm not going to say the Tier 1, if they were, they would have made it straight to TI, right? But the level of synchronicity that we are seeing from them is the kind of stuff that we think of from, like, Secret, for example, EP.
For sure. It was spot on. Worth mentioning again, Illidan's build, the delayed BKB definitely felt like a problem. Vanscore ended up with a hood. We had a hood on G as well. No completed pipe, no Crimson, no Greaves. 1 Lotus Orb, no Urn, no Spirit Vessel. Team Spirit, they went for this early tempo, early game lineup, but they itemized for like mid to late game. They didn't get the sustain items. They didn't get the kind of incremental build-up items that allow them to take early tier 3s, early Roshan, early Barracks. They went for an all-in without having all-in items, and I think that is a big issue that needs addressing.
Fantastically done by Na'Vi. Of course, we'll have more action from them a little bit later as we will have them facing off against Windstrike. But before we get to that, it's time to return to another team with Team Intel. That's right. We're going to be going back to Empire, who astonished us in the last series, Gareth. That's right, where they just ran straight over Gambit. They're going to be facing off against Vega, the unknowns a little bit, the Academy boys, here to try and freshen up the scene a little bit and see what they can do. So we're going to go a short break, because we all need a moment to just reflect on what Na'Vi done there, as it was a form of art.
What Na'Vi done there? What Na'Vi done there is they had gone and done win the game, innit? I'm sorry, I'm making fun of you.
I think I broke Gareth. Gareth is a little bit broke right now. So we'll go to a short break.
I'm just making fun of your East Country accent, mate. It's fine.
Mate. All right, mate. Well, mates, we're going to go to a short break before he goes full Aussie on me, which is probably going to happen in the next 5 minutes. And then we'll be back with Team Empire versus Vega Squadron. Stay tuned, folks.
Bye.